Pavel goes up. Pavel moving in. Collected and Martin Garcia to complete the lineup. Collected goes in. They're all set for the $6 million Breeders' Cup Classic. There's the roar from the Del Mar crowd as the Classic field sent on their way. Arrogate broke inwards and is going to have to tuck in behind the leaders. Gunrunner came away beautifully in the white cap and gets the lead. Collected joins him on the outside. They set a solid early pace. Racing behind that, Mukhtar Hees, Churchill races between horses. West Coast in the pink on the outside, 5 of them tightly grouped. 3 back to Pavel in the 6th position, and then comes War Story. Now here's Arrogate, 4th last. Arrogate's giving them a good 8-length start into the turn. Genevera's in behind that, and War Decree races back 2nd last. Win the Space brings up the rear, 15 off the leaders. They head on to the backstretch in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and Gunrunner got a fairly easy lead out here, Collected up alongside. They're not flying though, just taking them along a good pace. It's 2 lengths back to Churchill in 3rd, and West Coast on the far side is racing in 4th. Right in behind that comes Mukhtar Hees. War Story in the green colours, then comes Pavel Junivera. In behind Junivera comes War Degree, Arrogate. Ooh, Mike Smith starting to ask him a little. Arrogate is last of the leading group. Arrogate's got about 9 lengths to make up at this stage. 4 back to win the Space. They run into the far turn, and Gunrunner goes on, and Collected on the far side. These two dominate. Gunrunner, Collected. It's 4 back to West Coast, who's been chased after them. In behind that comes War Story. Arrogate is a long, long way back and not doing anything. Top of the lane now. Gunrunner along the inside. Collected right up alongside. It looks like we're in for a classic in the Classic. An 1/8 of a mile to go. Gunrunner digs deep. He finds more. Collected. West Coast running on 3rd, but Gunrunner the advantage. And Gunrunner is starting to draw clear the final 16. And Gunrunner, a superb performance in the Classic. Gunrunner won it by about 2.5 in the end. Collected a very game 2nd. West Coast was 3rd. Then came War Story. Arrogate never involved. Gunavera a long way back to Churchill. Behind Churchill was Mukhtar Hees. And then came War Decree, Pavel, and Win the Space.
Gunrunner wins the Breeders' Cup Classic in gate-to-wire fashion, and Florent Geroux with the biggest win of his career on a horse that, Tom, you said is now champion.
What a performance by the 5 Gunrunner. He took everything Bob Baffert could give him. Collected did just what we suspected was the spy that pushed him early. They went super fast, and any normal horse would have caved in under those pressure results. Gunrunner just keeps going. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Horse of the Year, Gunrunner.
I'm speechless after that performance. There was no way that I thought that Gunrunner and Collected were just going to keep on coming down the stretch. You and I, Tom, were saying West Coast has got to catch them here, but Gunrunner, he found a 2nd, he found a 3rd win. They went so fast, 22 and change, 46 and change, going 1.25 miles on this track, and he kicked away from Collected.
And let's not forget, this is on a track that was not playing favorably to the front end today, and to the rail.
To the rail, especially, and he was down on the inside the entire race.
Collected, a true 1.25 mile horse himself who loves this racetrack and was on top of his game, ran a gallant race in defeat. Looked as if he had a shot and had Gunrunner pinned in, and then he just fires away.
And Arrogate, we kind of saw him, we did not see him break well at all. He broke poorly. He was down on the inside. It looked like he was shifting his gears a little bit, and Mike Smith just didn't get anything out of him today.
No, Arrogate just didn't show up. That's the bottom line. And that's the funny thing. Practice is practice, but the real thing is a different situation. And with Arrogate, it just wasn't there for him today.
Your unofficial winner of the Breeders' Cup Classic is sired by Candy Ride, who stands at Lane's End Farm. Huge victory for not only Lane's End and the team at Three Chimneys, as well as Ron Winchell, but a big victory for Candy Ride with this win by Gunrunner.
And a big victory for Florent Geroux, who really is one of the top riders in the entire country, and I think today he showed it.
He absolutely...
Guts. I mean, think of the guts it took for him to do what he did today, but he knew what he had the whole time underneath him, and I'm sure right now he's giving all the credit to Gunrunner. which is what you should do. He's the athlete. He's the one that did it. Wow, is all I can say.
He knows Gun Runner more than, well, I wouldn't say more than Steve Asmussen, that's for sure, but the confidence that he showed on this horse, and oh my gosh, that was an amazing performance.
Well, it's interesting because Steve talked a lot, and Florent as well, about one of the keys in figuring out Gun Runner's best game was allowing the horse to do what he wanted to do. If he wanted to go to the lead, go to the lead. If he wanted to settle, it was fine to settle. And he has shown some versatility in that regard, though it seems his most powerful performances have been when he's been on the front.
Yeah, and that's the difference between this year and last year. Last year they were trying to make him rate. This year they just let him be, well, to use a cliche, they let him be Gun Runner. And by being Gun Runner, that means letting him roll. And he can roll for a long, long time, and he can roll better than anybody else.
5-11, 8-4, and the one, Arrogate, did manage fifth, but certainly not the Arrogate we were hoping for. A dead heat for fifth. We'll wait to find out who that is with, but at one point it didn't look as if you'd even see Arrogate at all.
There you go. But that's a happy guy right there in the back of Gun Runner, Florent Geroux. And he knows it. He knows it's the horse.
He was exceptionally calm all week, while everyone else around him was very nervous. He was very confident in the horse and has said that all along. And also about the 1.25 miles, said he thought it was funny that people felt that there was an issue because nothing the horse has ever done has suggested to him this season that the 1.25 miles would be any problem.
Looks like we have a dead heat for fifth between Arrogate the 1 and Gunavera the 9. So that's your fifth place finisher, or dead heat there.
And Scott Blasi with some high fives as well as he greets Florent. We await our Twin Spires payouts with, again, Gun Runner, the official winner of the Breeders' Cup Classic. And as we watch the celebration going on, we should take a moment, waiting the prices, to thank our hosts here at Del Mar, as well as everyone connected